Hey, it's David, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going through some crazy, interesting, ridiculous TikTok comments. In today's video you're getting an unfiltered, directly to the point response for each of these comments. I'm not going to play nice. If you're the kind of person that makes these kind of comments, well, you're in the right place. Take a look and see what you think about the things that I say and get involved in the comments. If you are someone that's been getting some similar types of comments and you're used to receiving these kinds of things yourself, like as a vegan, I hope this helps you get some of this off your chest. Know that you're not alone out there receiving these kinds of dumbass comments. Before we jump into the video, please do like and subscribe because it really helps the channel. It also helps you get my videos straight to your homepage whenever they're released. And now let's get to some of these comments. Let people eat what they want. By the way, I'm a vegetable. I guess that person means I'm a vegetarian. Basically what this means is let humans eat any non-humans they want, right? Basically what they're saying, because he or she has the idea that for some reason non-humans are inferior to humans, therefore we can do what we want with them, even though this person chooses to be a vegetarian. This is the kind of apologetic attitude that really holds the movement back, the idea that you can do what you want, but I'll be vegetarian. So yeah, don't do that. I am from Tamil Nadu, which is a district in India, and I eat beef. I worship the cow too. Cow, after all, its duty to the mankind, it gives beef even after death. There's a lot to cover here. I eat the flesh of tortured, dead cows, but I also worship them. It's not adding up. Doesn't make any sense. That is absolutely ridiculous. A cow has no duty. These animals have no duty to you or anyone. Who do you think you are? It's like a slave master. Your duty to me is to die and give me your flesh. What kind of logic is this? This is called human supremacy, and this is something we see all over the world. In this case, it's specifically in India, but it's all over the West too. I mean, Westerners are all saying the same stuff where I'm from. People are saying, oh, they're just animals, they're just animals. Human supremacy is what drives a lot of this hatred and disregard towards other non-human lives. It's really sad, and quite frankly, it's pathetic. You were right. Good start. You were right. Thank you. But if people go vegan, cows go extinct. This is fact. It's kind of true and kind of not true, because cows, as we know them, will go extinct, sure. Like the cows that we have created, these domesticated monsters that we've created that have numerous issues because of what we've done to them, they would go extinct unless we decided that we would keep their population in small numbers. It's still possible to do that. But if they went extinct, how would that be a bad thing? It would be best for them if they went extinct, in my opinion, because what we've done to them, I don't know about you, but if I were a cow, I would rather be extinct than exist in this world that we currently have. We don't eat bats, though. So who's that? We, just as in, we as in what society? The specific one that you're in? Or because some people eat bats. Are you just saying that like not everyone eats bats? What does that even matter? Everyone's saying that that the current situation we're in was caused by bats. Well, I mean, there's been other situations where there have been pandemics where that have been caused by, not by bats, but like there was mad cow disease, swine flu, there has been the bird flu. So yeah, I don't know how that's even relevant to anything. What about the millions of deers in the forest? How are you going to save it from the lion? Tell me, smart boy. I've been called a lot of things in my life, but smart boy is not one of them. God gave cattle for us to eat. Again, a few points. Let's go for point one to begin with. Why would I be trying to save deer from lions? Why? What's that got to do with you funding the breeding and exploitation of around 60 to 80 billion animals a year? How is that even relevant? Lions eat what they have to eat to survive. You don't do that. You eat because you like the taste. You are not a lion, so stop talking about lions and deer. It's just a distraction, is all it is. It's what people do to pull you away from the main topic with something ridiculous like this that has no relevance. But God gave cattle for us to eat. Can you imagine what kind of sadistic God or deity would put living, breathing, feeling, emotional beings that have families, friends, preferences, personalities, and feel all different levels and severities of pain on the planet just for one of the animals to systematically breed and abuse, exploit, and then kill them? What kind of sadistic being or whatever above being, deity, God would do that? If you really believe that your God is all-loving, all-powerful, all-knowing, and created everything with a purpose, then you'd have to be pretty far-pressed to believe that the purpose of a cow was to be eaten by you. What's been created by design has been plants, because plants don't have any of those things, and they can grow back even, and they're also edible by humans. So if you're going to use God as an excuse, then it really does fall to pieces. But Sir, this is the food cycle. There are both vegans and non-vegans. You cannot decide what people should eat. What we do to the other animals is not part of any food cycle, like breeding animals to then abuse them and exploit them and kill them. That's not a food cycle by any means at all. We're far, far removed from any natural food cycle. So there's no use to use that as an excuse to abuse animals. We can decide what people should eat, just like we can decide what people can or can't do. This is how society works. This is how we as a community, as a global society, work. For example, most countries say that you cannot go and kill another human. We have decided that that is not okay. We've also decided in some countries that you cannot kill certain other animals, non-humans. Like a good majority of countries don't approve the killing of dogs for food. Therefore, we decided what people should eat. It is not justifiable to do what we do to all of these different animals for a 5-minute taste pleasure, for a snack. Just the same way as you would defend people trying to do that to dogs, we are trying to defend all the other animals that you give less of a shit about. Eat air and water. Help plants and animals. Plants also have life. Don't cut plants. Don't kill animals. Your logic. That's not my logic at all. I've never once said that we shouldn't eat plants. I've said that we should eat plants because plants are not sentient and they have no emotions and they have no feelings and they don't feel pain, they don't have families, they don't have friends, they don't have sentience. I said sentience twice, right? That's how important it is. They don't have sentience, they don't have any capacity, they don't have a brain or a central nervous system. They have none of the things that the other animals have that make it not okay to do that to them. So to compare the two is simply ridiculous. And yes, something has to die for us to live, but how about we go for the non-sentient life forms rather than the sentient ones, because we can choose. That's the whole point. Also, bulls are used for farming. It's called management. Now, don't start shouting this is animal cruelty. Well, people were used as slaves, and yeah, we called that management. And I'm not just talking about the most recent version that we look at slavery. I'm talking about ancient Rome, ancient slavery. People have been being used as slaves since records began, right? And they called that management. But now we don't say that's just management, do we? We say, no, that's immoral, that's slavery. I will start shouting that this is animal cruelty. This is animal cruelty. I don't care what you're using the bulls for. It's a form of slavery of different animals. So it is cruelty. So illogical. 80% of the world's population are non-vegetarians. There wouldn't be enough food if they will become vegan. Interesting point, and on the surface you might say that's a good point. But then dig a little deeper and ask, how are we feeding the 60 billion plus animals that we're breeding right now? Well, we're feeding them with plants. 50% of the world's grain is grown to feed those animals. And that's grain that a lot of it is edible by humans. So you see following where I'm going with this, my train of thought? If we have the land to grow all that grain for 60 billion land animals, then I'm sure we have that land, same land that we can grow human food for around 8 billion humans. Another vegan telling me what to do. Man, I'll eat an extra steak for you tonight. No, you fucking won't. You know what? Those comments always make me laugh. I find them funny because it's clearly someone's conscience jumping up and fighting back, you know? Like, oh God, this person's right. Better say something stupid. So you're saying that cows should be left alone by dairy so they could die from diseases or old age? Straw man. It's assuming that there are only two choices for a cow. Either they go to the dairy industry or they die from diseases or old age. We won't have bred them if the dairy industry doesn't exist. So they just won't exist. They won't die from diseases or just get really old and die in pain. They just won't exist. And do you know what? Dying of old age, yes, that is preferable to having a throat slit in a slaughterhouse. Of course that's preferable to die of old age. Especially if they have a family or a herd or they're being cared for by humans. Of course that's preferable to going to a slaughterhouse, lining up and having their throat slit and being hung upside down to bleed to death, which is what happens to every single cow and buffalo that goes to a slaughterhouse. If you don't like, you don't eat. Who are you to advise? Who am I to advise? I'm someone that gives a shit about the animals that you're paying to abuse. And I don't like, so I don't eat. And I do like and love and care for these animals, or at least respect them enough to fight for them because they cannot fight for themselves because they have no political voice because no one listens to them. If you are rich enough, veganism is easy. If you're rich enough, everything is easy, but veganism isn't necessarily a part of that comment. Veganism is easy once you're into the habit. You'll tell me that, oh yeah, veganism is a privilege. It's Poor people can't afford it. The poorest people in the world have the lowest consumption of animal products in the world. Where veganism could be more of a privilege for some is that some people are very hard pressed, they have difficult lives and not much time in those lives, so to do the preparations and change the whole life over can be a big task, and people that don't have that situation and have more privilege find it easier, for sure, yeah, but that doesn't make it an excuse to not go vegan. It's worth the effort, isn't it? It's worth making the effort. So even if you have a tough life already, you'd find it really difficult, well, that's not an excuse to carry on making others' lives disgusting. It causes all these other beings to suffer far, far more than you could ever imagine. Make the effort and go vegan. Even if we all listen and the world becomes vegan, the amount of plant harvesting we'll need to feed 7 billion people will likely get him extinct. I guess get man extinct is what they were trying to say. No, we won't go extinct. We already have the land. We're already growing enough plants for 60 billion land animals. Don't make silly comments. No one can change the omnivorous into herbivorous. It's nature. We are an omnivorous species. Really, we're an omnivorous species? Is that why if you go to any hospital in the world, you'll find that most people are in there from diet-related diseases, and those diets were predominantly animal-based diets? Doesn't sound very omnivorous to me. Omnivorous species, a truly omnivorous species, wouldn't get cancer, diabetes, and heart disease from their diet, which is predominantly omnivorous. If you go and look at the instances of those diseases in vegans, you'll find that it's significantly lower. There's an argument to be had and a scientific debate to be had around omnivorous versus herbivorous, like what are we? The consensus is all pretty much clear on that. Eating animal products increases the risk dramatically of getting the 3 biggest killers on the planet. I've seen many videos of animals being eaten by animals. Technically, we are all animals. It is in our nature to eat meat. We'll grow weaker if we don't. I've seen many videos of animals eating other animals too. I've also seen videos of parents eating their children in lion families, for example, or chimpanzees beating the shit out of their brother chimpanzees and killing them, like ripping their limbs off and stuff like that. So does that mean we're supposed to do that too? Use your brain. It is not in our nature to eat meat. We won't grow weaker if we won't. If you really believe it's in your nature, go to a slaughterhouse and stand there and watch them slit someone's throat and then see what happens. See how you feel. See if you feel hungry. The chances are, I'm going to say with 99% certainty, you're not going to feel hungry when you see that. I saw a horse go to a mother chicken and eat one of her babies alive. Yes, the horse ate the chicken alive. And we're the bad ones? You're not a horse. Like, what kind of, why is that relevant? You're not a horse. And yeah, the horse doesn't know any better. The horse doesn't have any sense of morals, like what is right or wrong. They've not done that. They've not looked at this baby chicken and said, hey, that baby chicken, I'm gonna eat that baby chicken because it's gonna really upset the mother. No, because they cannot conceive that. They don't think that way. You're a human. You have developed this brain that can sense and feel and look at those emotions, and you can make choices about what's right and wrong, and you can make a decision about what you think is the best thing to do and to avoid harming others. Why are you going to base your decisions on what a horse does? The horse isn't bad for doing that because they don't understand morals, but you would be bad for doing that because you understand that it is immoral to do that. Chickens and cows are killed as quickly and as humanely as possible. That's not possible. Humane killing in a slaughterhouse is an oxymoron because humane means with compassion or benevolence, and you cannot kill someone that doesn't want to die with compassion or benevolence. It's really not that complicated. Bro, we need to eat meat to continue the food cycle on Earth. Dare to do Wuhan? I guess they're saying like dare to call out Wuhan. I'm not going to talk about Wuhan, but we need to eat meat. Okay, well I've never eaten meat my entire life. I was born vegetarian. I'll take that back. I've eaten meat by accident twice, but I was born vegetarian. And I'm 6'2", that's 189 centimeters. For any of you that don't know what that means, I'm perfectly healthy. So that's bullshit. And there are many, many vegetarians in countries like India, for example, who've never eaten meat and are perfectly healthy. So no, we don't need to eat meat at all. And to continue the food cycle on Earth, there is no food cycle. We've already been over that. Whew! So, I'm pumped up now. That was intense. I actually made me feel a little bit angrier than before. I thought I would feel better. Hope that was entertaining for you. It was good to get some of that off my chest. What do you think? Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? Was it funny? Or did you learn something in this video? Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you have better answers to these comments? If so, put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you would have said to some of these comments. And don't forget before you leave to like, make that comment and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get all my new videos as soon as they come out and so you can help the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.